Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell just happened to the price of BTC? I know a lot of you are panicking right now, but don't worry, I got you because we did talk about the pre-halving crash, and finally the price of Bitcoin has dropped a little bit lower. So if you guys happen to be new to this game, then this is all looking very strange at this particular moment because we only have about a day till the halving event. So if you guys were thinking that the halving event is all of a sudden going to make sure that Bitcoin is just going to continue going up in price, then you guys must be new to this game. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So anyhow, if you guys have been part of my YouTube channel, which you are supposed to be subscribed to, and please turn on post notifications, I want you to smash the like button right now because we have been anticipating this drop for the longest period of time because we really want to like buy Bitcoin at those very cheap prices. And finally, it seems like we are back in action. So obviously we were hoping for the price of Bitcoin to drop anytime soon, and I was really thinking that the price of Bitcoin might even go to about 10,500, but I was mistaken. And remember, I told you to always dollar cost average because it's very hard for you to sort of catch the bottom or even the top, like in this particular reason, right? In this particular situation, the smartest thing that you could have done is start scaling into your positions like right after 10,000. Like immediately the price of Bitcoin was around 10,000 US dollars, you could have been easily or rather slightly started to scale into those shorting positions, because you don't want to end up in a situation where the price of Bitcoin just all of a sudden drops down and you don't really have like a short position already in the game. So I had a plan in case the price of Bitcoin had to go all the way up to, all the way up to about 10,500 or even 11,500, right? I was going to be adding to my short position. So right now I'm in some profit, even though I wanted to have like a nice juicy fat short. I didn't manage because you can't always manage to catch the top or the bottom. So but I'm happy with my situation. So anyhow, before we get into the technical analysis, let me just tell you about the narrative which is out there, because people are saying that, oh, Coinbase crushed the price of Bitcoin. Oh, there was a glitch, there was some technical misfortunate thing that happened on some cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase, right? But let me just tell you that that's a narrative for the amateurs, because if you guys have been part of this game, right, these things usually happen. Like whenever the price rallies, we usually have like one of those X factor events that really make people say, oh, okay, perhaps this is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is crashing, because Bitcoin is supposed to be trading at 20,000 US dollars right now. But since Coinbase crashed, then I totally get it. But guys, that's far from it, because it's all about the technicals. It's all about the technicals. Anyhow, taking a look at some news, this was actually published in Forbes. So these, I don't even have any words for these people because they are tricky, sneaky sons of guns. Can you imagine, this article was published on Forbes? Everybody believes in Forbes. And can you imagine, like immediately after the price of Bitcoin dropped, they are publishing such false information. So that was something that was pre-planned. Okay, it was something that the whales and the people that really control the prices of Bitcoin, all those people that manipulate and liquidate people, these guys had this plan way from the get-go. Okay, so please don't ever listen to this junk because it's all about the technicals. Show me the chart and I'm going to show you what the news is. So right now these guys are claiming there was a technical glitch in terms of Coinbase, because apparently some people couldn't have access to their Coinbase account and people were kind of locked out. So obviously, due to the fact that a lot of people couldn't have access to their Coinbase trading accounts, right, they wouldn't do like anything to like prevent this dump. They couldn't get out of their positions and they just ended up getting stuck and just pretty much holding bugs. So this is one of the reasons why you guys should always be vigilant. You guys should always be careful, and you should always look at the chart in order for you to like know exactly what to do next. So big shout out to everybody watching right now. You guys are so welcome. It's good to see your lovely faces. So what are these guys saying? So according to this article, right, it says that Coinbase was under stress and people couldn't have access to their trading accounts. Hence, Bitcoin's price plummeted, and just the fact that people were unable to trade. Okay, we so expected this. So, what are people saying? How many times do we have to say take your Bitcoin off of Coinbase if you want to have access to it? Rachel, whatever, a Bitcoin cryptocurrency content creator warned via Twitter, adding, "This is not the first time Coinbase has gone down, and it surely will not be the last." So, guys, you already know the drill. If it's not going to be Coinbase, it's going to be some other cryptocurrency action. It's going to be Bitfinex. It's going to be Bitstamp. It's going to be Binance. So the most important thing is just sharpening your cryptocurrency technical trading analysis. So the most important thing that I really wanted to talk about is obviously the Wyckoff distribution schematic, because this is a very, very important way in order for you guys to like understand what's really happening in a particular trade. Like, for example, you have to analyze what type of stage or phase you are trading in. So this is one of the reasons why you guys have to be like extremely careful, and you're supposed to be understanding what you are supposed to be doing based on the trading phase that a current market is experiencing. So yeah, let's just take it back to the basics. Let's look at the daily. So, according to the Wyckoff distribution and accumulation phases, right, markets usually experience two types of phases. There's obviously the accumulation and the distribution. So, obviously, since March, like ever since we experienced this drastic drop right over here, right, we were experiencing this sort of rally uptrend, and right over here, this is where a lot of whales, a lot of people with a whole lot of money accumulated Bitcoins, and then these are the guys that really caused, or rather cushioned, the further dumping of BTC. So when these people bought as many BTC as they could, right, they were loaded and filled, and they were ready to go. So it's all about manipulation. The price of Bitcoin started going up high, and this was like a preliminary rally, and then this is a point right over here where you guys could have experienced, or rather noticed, that we are experiencing a buying climax, because everybody that wanted to buy bought. So this is where we obviously experienced a buying climax. And if we had to switch over to the smaller time frame, right, you guys can clearly understand that this rally right over here was more of a liquidation sort of hunting phase, where people just wanted to continue liquidating the people that were sort of shorting like right around these areas. Because I'm telling you guys, a lot of people really got affected like right around this area. A lot of people were shorting, and then all of a sudden the price goes up higher, and they were like closing their position. So remember what they say: the markets are going to continue rallying in the opposite direction to your trade. So it's all about, trying to get rid of you, or rather trying to punish you mentally and psychologically. Can you imagine a lot of people that were shorting all over these areas, right? People were saying, okay, Bitcoin is going to continue going down. These guys sort of gave up, and then the moment they decided to like close their short orders, then the price of Bitcoin continued going down. So that's just a liquidation hand, and this is obviously part of the Wyckoff distribution area. So this is one of the reasons why, if you are watching this video right now, you ought to understand the Wyckoff distribution and accumulation phases, because this is very important. And if you take a look at this this diagram right over here, it is very, very similar to what's been happening right now. And right now, this is a very good indicator. So people who are going to be buying Bitcoin right over here around 8,600, these guys are going to be thinking that Bitcoin is going to be going to 10,000. Oh my God. Wow! This is so amazing, guys. We've been through this a whole lot of different times. So let's take a look at this. According to the Wyckoff distribution phase, right, the most important thing that we are supposed to be looking forward to is looking at the volume. Okay, so look at this chart right over here. The most important thing that we are supposed to be looking forward to right about now is we are supposed to experience an increase in the volume, like in the next coming, I don't know, week, I don't know, the next coming a couple of days, and we're supposed to be observing because we are like literally right over here. Okay, if you guys didn't really get like a nice fat juicy position right around this area, right, obviously you guys can, find some good shorting areas, like especially above the trading range, because right now we are sort of beginning to kind of range around these areas, and then we're going to be forming some sort of bearish flag, and then eventually we are going to drop to the bottom. So obviously I am going to be looking forward to longing Bitcoin like right around the 6,000 area, anything which is going to be close to 6,000 area. Maybe we might drop all the way to about 7,500, but I just want to make sure that I buy closer to about 6,000 or wherever the price is going to go to. So I don't really have like any bias. I'm just going to be working with the technical indicators and the different sort of signals that we're going to be getting in terms of the indicators. So I don't really have like any bias. So right now I know this is not really a time to be longing. So if you guys really think that you are going to be just dollar cost averaging, well, you can dollar cost average, but why not get a better price at a lower price? I mean, you can just be patient and then just buy a little bit later. So guys, remember, we are starting to form a bearish flag right now, and eventually we are going to drop. So obviously the people that were selling right over here, aka the whales, aka the powerful people in cryptocurrency, right, these are the people that really got the most out of Bitcoin, and this is what's been happening. So yeah, just look out for the volume. If you take a look at the volume right over here, let me just try to zoom in. This was a very huge selling candle. So what I'm expecting is obviously for the price, or rather the volume, to sort of to sort of do this. I want to see the volume gradually increase like that, and then this is going to be like further confirmation of the Wyckoff sort of distribution schematic. So we are going to experience some sort of increase in the volume, and that's going to be like a very good indicator that the price of Bitcoin is obviously going to continue going down, and we are going to have to experience like a few lower prices as well. So yeah, would you be trading this particular trading range? I mean, if you guys are going to be scalping, obviously you just have to be very careful, because this bearish flag is not going to last forever, and sometimes you might just end up catching a falling knife. So if you guys were to be trading this trading range, just make sure that you always sort of short the top of the range. Like if the price of Bitcoin is going to go as high as I don't know, like this area, 9,000, above 9,000. I'm just picking that area just randomly. Okay, so you guys are just going to be saying how the price of Bitcoin is going to be ping-ponging from the bottom of the trading range all the way to the top. So just pick a very good top, price, and then you guys can hopefully try to sort of get a very good shorting position. But remember, just dollar cost average your shorting position, and remember, this is not already something which you are going to be looking forward to. Just make sure that you are trading like in the mid to short term type of environment. Okay, so don't keep this short for like a very long period of time, because you are going to get wrecked, because by the end of the day it's all about supply and demand. After the halving is done, obviously like we're going to experience like another rally. Okay, so guys, please do not misunderstand me. Just know the fact that we're just trying to take advantage of these volatilities, if I can put it that way. Yeah, so when we talk about like for example shorting, right, it doesn't really mean that I'm going to be holding my shorting positions for the next year. Okay, I just want to like take advantage of the volatility. So be extremely careful. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, right, you just have to make sure that you are polishing your trading skills, because I don't want to have situations where, for example, when I'm talking about the Wyckoff distribution and you guys are entirely clueless. So this is one of the reasons why when we talk about a certain topic, you guys have to do your own due diligence. You guys have to stay up to date with what I'm saying, because I'm going to be using like different terms and different words that you guys have to be understanding. Okay, like for example, when I talk about something, you guys are going to be saying, okay, this is what he's talking about, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So we are going to be learning together, and we are going to be like on the same page and on the same pace. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you do not want to miss anything. Trust me, you do not want to miss anything at all. So according to the Wyckoff, what else are we supposed to be looking at? Uh, yeah, I mean, the most important thing is just looking at the volume, and this was a clear sign. This dump that we experienced over here was a clear sign. And to be honest, to be perfectly honest with you guys, right, the most important area that you guys were supposed to be like getting shorting positions was obviously above 10,000 US dollars, because by the end of the day, it's all about reducing the risk. Okay, so if you manage to get like a shorting position like right around these areas, then you should be good to go. Your liquidation, or rather your stop loss, should be way above this area. And obviously, like in the next coming 24 or 48 hours, the price of Bitcoin is not going to go nowhere near these areas. So you guys are going to have like a very good stop loss, and you guys are going to be like very good to go. And the other important fact that you guys can obviously get to like implementing your trades is getting to adjust your stop loss. Like let's say for example you had a very good shorting position like right around this area, 10,039, right? And then you initially had your stop loss like right above your entry. Let's say you had your stop loss like around 10,260. So what I usually do is when the trade goes my way, I usually end up adjusting my stop loss. The more we sort of have like the more the trade goes our way, and I have like a little bit of leg room, and I can really try to sort of capitalize it. So I might end up having a stop loss which is going to be reduced all the way to about 9,500, because by the end of the day, I do not want to be wicked out of my position, because these guys are going to be wicking sort of trying to trigger stop losses and all that stuff. So this is one of the reasons why you just have to be adjusting your stop loss the more the trade goes your way, because by the end of the day you might have those X factor events where the price of Bitcoin shoots all the way to about 15,000 US dollars, and then you're going to be wondering like, how am I holding this position? It was doing very well, I should have taken my profit, I should have been very, very careful, I should have exited my trade and all that stuff. So you guys always have to be practicing those things like you should just be doing those things, and you guys are going to be very good to go. So anyway, this is a very good Wyckoff distribution. So this is obviously looking at the 4 hourly. So if we take a look at the daily is also beginning to sort of show the same Wyckoff distribution schematic as well, but it's not really that clearly defined. So this is one of the reasons why we are most likely going to end up trying to sort of retest these areas. I don't know, it's very, very possible. It is very, very possible that we can eventually go all the way to about 7,500, even 6,000, or even below that area. So the Wyckoff distribution schematic is just starting to form on the daily. So you guys already know what to do. And yeah, besides that, I think that's it for today. I hope that you guys really enjoyed that trade, and this dump was very, very lucrative to all the people that were anticipating this, especially due to the fact that this is the most overplayed book when it comes to trading. Like everybody knows that there's going to be a dump right before the halving, okay, because that's just how it goes. And the other cryptocurrency that I want you guys to start preparing to get very good trades in is obviously Ethereum, because Ethereum is going to be experiencing the proof of stake transition from Ethereum 1 to Ethereum 2.0. So we have about 2 months, because this is May, June, July, so we've got about 3 months to prepare. And this cryptocurrency Ethereum is really going to end up performing very well. So we've got like another amazing trade set up which is brewing right now. So let's just wait for the price of Bitcoin to settle down, because by the end of the day we do not want to prematurely sort of get to buy Ethereum, because it's like way too early right now. So let's wait for Bitcoin to cool down. Whenever Bitcoin is going to be very stable, then we we are going to put like a fat long in Ethereum, and we are just going to be riding the wave all the way up to July because everybody's going to be pumped and everybody's going to be hyped. So this is one of the reasons why you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I am just going to be revealing everything. Like, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, because you guys deserve all the profits in the world. You guys deserve all the information that you really need. So please just keep on observing Ethereum, because you're really going to make a lot of money. Keep on observing Ethereum. Wait for the price of Bitcoin to stabilize, because it is just starting to have its downtrend, because we obviously had the uptrend. So let's wait for it to stabilize, and then we're going to just find good Ethereum positions to enter in, and then we're just going to be riding the wave all the way to the stratosphere. So it's been Nalula, aka Crypto Hancho, aka the Crypto Migo. Okay, now I'm feeling myself way too much. So anyhow, yeah, besides that, do you guys have any other contributions? No comment. Next week the price of BTC is going to be at 10,600 US dollars. Okay, so somebody is saying that the price of Bitcoin next week is going to be around 10,600 US dollars. Oh my god, you must be new or something. You must be new or something. So I highly doubt. I don't know, but anything is possible. If the price of Bitcoin is going to be around 10,600 US dollars, then start longing Bitcoin right now. I dare you. I double dare you to put a fat long right now. And if I'm going to be wrong, I'm obviously going to come back to this stream and I'm going to say, hey, buddy, I was wrong. And you were right. But next week is highly unlikely. Probably the next 2 weeks is highly unlikely for us to experience a 10,600 US dollar, Bitcoin, because what's really going to drive the price? The halving thing is already done, and it's too early. People have to get liquidated. People have to lose money, and next week is way too soon, way too soon. So what's the lowest if BTC ratio do you think it can go to? Okay, to be honest with you guys, hold on, let me try to get some some indicators right over here. Let's look at the exponential moving averages, because you guys can obviously take a look at the exponential moving averages, and then you are most likely going to be able to find some good stuff. Okay. I'm kind of lost. I'm trying to look for the indicators. Anyway, just look at the 20 daily exponential moving average. So anything which is going to be close to the 20 daily exponential moving average to the 50 daily exponential moving average, that could be a very good area to dollar cost average, and then you guys are going to be very good to go. But I'm really thinking anything which is going to be between 6,000 to about 7,500 US dollars, that's going to be very good. In case it drops down to about 5,000 or mid 5,000 range, that's really going to be a very good area to load. But remember, just dollar cost average, because you can't really catch the bottom. But most likely we are going to end up coming in this area, because it's all about coming to retest the resistance, because obviously we did experience quite a lot of resistance around this area. So all this is previous resistance. So remember, previous resistance becomes support. So anything which is going to be around this area, it's even going to wick all the way down to this area, because people need to get liquidated. All right, so remember, 7,500 all the way down to about 5,000, that's going to be a very good buying range, and that will be very good. Okay, so RT says he just bought Bitcoin and he thinks it's going to go to 10,600. Okay, how much are we going to bet? So let me open the calendar. Yeah, so next week Sunday is going to be the 17th of May. So RT, according to RT, right, the price of Bitcoin is going to be around 10,600 by 17th May. I highly doubt that. I strongly doubt that. if I'm wrong, I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to come back to the stream and say, okay, buddy, you were right. So 17th May, the price is not going to be anywhere close to 10,600. I mean, we failed to reach 10,600 and we are close to the halving event. Like, what's really going to propel the price of Bitcoin to go higher? Okay, what's really going to make it go higher? Like, what's the logic right there? I don't know. I'm not really going to say much. I'm not really going to say much. So it's been good talking to you guys, and hopefully we are going to be talking in the evening because I really want to like do another Ethereum technical analysis because I really believe Ethereum is really going to make a lot of people rich by the end of July. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Talk to you a little bit later. In case you've got any comments in the comment section below, do you really understand the Wyckoff distribution and accumulation schematics? If you don't, I highly recommend you to like consume as much information as you need because you guys need to understand what a preliminary supply rally is, what a buying climax is, what an automatic reaction is. By the way, we are experiencing an automatic reaction. So this bounce that we are having right over here, this is not really like something which is being sort of propelled by the market. This is just the people that were having their buy orders at this particular level. So we are experiencing and automatic right now. So if we switch over to the 1 hourly, right, you guys can see that, okay, we sort of had an automatic bounce and then people are sort of getting in and, you know, the distribution is still going on. It is an ongoing distribution phase. So please take a look at these sort of terminologies. The secondary test, we did experience the secondary test right over here. Let me switch over to the 4 hourly. Okay, so secondary test, automatic rally. What else do we have here? Signs of weakness. Right now we are experiencing signs of weaknesses, and we are obviously going to have this confirmation, especially when we see an increase in volume, just like I previously explained. So we are obviously going to like have some more signs of weakness, and then you guys are going to be able to like verify this Wyckoff theory right over here. But I mean, if you just take a look at this is a textbook illustration of what's happening. Like, you guys can't even argue with this. You cannot argue with this. All right, guys, it's been fun talking to you, and you know, see you a little bit later. Be good, stay safe, use your stop losses, and I'm going to catch you a little bit later. Bye.